component level review of every single component on the schematic. And the next step is to review all the labels. But before I do that, I'm so damn fed up with KiCad cursor. Because look at this. So I search for, let's see, I search for a VDD33 label. The cursor jumps, but it's almost impossible to see. It's like it's a little cross that's somewhere there, usually in the middle of the screen, luckily, but it's very, very hard to see. And I don't like that, so I want to change that. So what I'm going to do is go to the KiCad source code, and we'll see what we can do to the cursor. So the way to find where to edit the source code is to look for like cursor. But I don't know VX widgets so well, so I have no idea sort of how this cursor thing works in KiCad. So I'm going to search for like VX widgets. Let's see, custom cursor. And this turns up the VX cursor class, which means we can search for it. And we can do a recursive search. Let's see. And this turns up quite a few results. So we need to filter the results. We don't want all the results. So I'm going to do find name CPP. And I'm going to filter it through grep WX cursor. However, this turns up only the simulator, because if you know that a newer version of KiCad has a simulator where you can click on different wires and you can see the signal on that wire, and that uses a completely custom cursor which looks like a sort of like a probe. So what I'm going to do instead is search for cursor. This is a little bit better, and we're not interested in PCB-new, we're only interested in EE schema or common. And just by looking at the results, it's possible to tell that there is something that, let's see, there is a canvas object, obviously, which is probably the sort of the drawing area, and that has a default cursor. But then there is also a few other things here. Let's see if we can find it. There is things like move cursor to crosshair. So crosshair is obviously very much like what I'm looking for, so I'm going to search for just a crosshair text, and we'll see what that will turn up. Crosshair. So scrolling up to EE schema, and there is a lot of calls to move cursor to crosshair, which I'm not interested in. What I'm interested in is in something that is called, for example, crosshair on. And this is, we can search just for that, and we can see what that will return. And that returns only a few results. So there is a method, obviously, in Canvas called crosshair on, and most probably that generates some kind of crosshair. And we can see here on this line, it says common draw panel, void EDA draw panel crosshair on, and it accepts WXDC, so a drawing context. And we can have a look at that particular line. Let's see. So for some reason that didn't work. I think that the quick fix view only appears because I run this with as a shell command, that didn't get into the quick fix view. So I can just do like this, draw, let's see, draw frame, draw panel. And because I have already found this before, I just want to show you how to find it. because I already found it before, the file opens up precisely where it should open up. And I've already tested that this is the right function, and this has, let's see, it does two different draw operations depending on whether we have full screen or, I think it's probably full screen or windowed. I'm not really sure. But the line start and line end are the coordinates for each line. So it draws a line basically, or two lines, and produces this crosshair cursor. So what I would like to do is probably do something that that has a different color, or maybe that has some kind of a large circle around it that makes it easy to see where the cursor is. And probably I would use a red large circle, but I'm not sure how to do that, so I have to look it up. So probably it's going to be somewhere close to the description of the class GR line. I'm not sure if that is part of VX, but it doesn't have the VX prefix, so maybe it's something that is part of KiCad, or maybe it's something that is part of something else. So let's see if this turns up anything. It didn't. So I have to find out where this is. Let's see. Or maybe I don't even need to do that. Maybe I can search for WX widgets draw circle on DC. So on a drawing context. So maybe something like this. Obviously I have to try it, and I have to first, let's see, so we can essentially, so we need to set a brush and we need to set a pen. That's a little bit too much work, I think. I would have loved to see some kind of method to just draw a circle. So maybe there is something that's called like GR circle. Let's look for it. So there is a GR circle. And it seems that the GR is something that is common for all of the KiCad utilities. So it's kind of like a toolbox library, which allows drawing different items on the eDirect. So I'm gonna, I'm just gonna see what parameters it takes. But it looks like it's X position, Y position, radius, and width of the lines, and then color. So something like this. So what we can do is add another line here. So I'm gonna draw a GR circle, and that would be the same clip box and ADC, and position would be, let's see, cursor X and cursor Y, and the radius would be something that is, let's see how they do the line here, device to logical Y. Cursor, okay, so the radius can be len, maybe len times 2, or maybe len actually. So this would be, because this is the radius, probably len works just as fine. And then we have a color. I'm going to keep it the default color for now, and I'm just going to add the same thing on in both places, so that it draws a circle regardless of whether it's like a full screen cursor or not. Let me just build this. Let's see. I'm going to build KiCad, and I only need to recompile this file, so I only need to wait until it compiles this common library, and then until it compiles EE schema. But maybe, actually maybe if I modified something that is okay, got an error here. Let's see. Although I didn't change any header files, so it should only be one file that gets recompiled. Len is not, let's see, okay. So len is only defined there. Let's also define this here. So building common, draw panel, and then it's going to just link all of the utilities. I can't answer my phone right now. I'm gonna wait until I'm done with this. Actually, let's see. Hi. Hey, can I call you back? I'm a bit busy right now. Yeah. Bye. Okay, let's see. So it has to link all of the utilities because this is part of lib common, which is shared among all of the utilities. So maybe, if we are lucky, when changing just in one place, changing this cursor, I'm going to get like a circle in every single utility, which is part of KiCad, which would be nice. And I also want to make that circle red, so that I can always see where this goddamn cursor is. Let's see. Let's see if this works. I'm going to start eSchema, which I just built. And look at this. Look at this. We got a cursor. That looks a lot better. But it's still a little bit black. It needs to be kind of like something that's easy to see. So I'm going to change the color to red. Let's see. Where do we have the color? How do we define color 4D? Maybe, okay, I can just find some definitions of color 4D. Let's see, color 4D. So most likely this is a struct or something that is easy to define. So let's see, this has float values, and I think it's RGBA. I'm pretty sure about that. So what we can do is define this as color 4D, and we're gonna have red 0, 0 and alpha set to 1, and we're gonna do the same thing here and rebuild. Oh, this is awesome! I want this new cursor. I can't wait. Absolutely hate this cursor that KiCad has. It's a small crosshair, impossible to see. Right, and I think there was something that I think there was a way to specify thickness of the line. I'm gonna check that. Actually, let's do that now. I can't be bothered to wait until this compiles. Let's see. Is there any other way to specify? Let's see. So we've got radius, and then there is an overload which allows us to specify the width. So I'm going to do that. Let's make this 3. take a while. Let's see if Gregor joins us. Gregor asked me when I was going to stream next, so I told him that I'm going to do that in a bit, because I have to do all of this reviewing of all the labels. But right now I'm first fixing the cursor. I should have run this with like make J8 or something, so that it would compile in parallel. %98 and 1998, 98 still 100. Awesome. Let's see how this works. Interesting. I didn't get a red cursor, and it doesn't seem that the line is okay. Right, I see. So the line only gets thicker if I zoom in. Okay. It would have been more useful if the line got thicker if I zoom out. Okay. Anyway, I have to look at the definition of this color. So I think that I actually got this wrong here. Let's see. Color 4D. So where is definition of this color? Maybe color 4D red. Maybe it's just as simple as that. But I'm still curious how this is done though. Color 4D. So I'm gonna just let's see. Okay. Yeah. First I was thinking that I would just look for color. Let's see. I wonder if I have up-to-date tags. Yeah, I did have up-to-date tags. So the color is defined like this. You can have color 4D. Okay. So there is only white and black and unspecified. And by looking at white and black, it seems like it's RGBA. But why is it not red? Yeah, it seems to be RGBA. But why is this producing like bluish color? That's strange. Color 4D red? No. What could be the problem? It seems like, let's see here, it seems that if I zoom in, I can actually see some red bits on the sides there. But Let's see if I can place some component here. See what it looks like. Just gonna place something. Okay. So it's kind of a little bit transparent, but okay, maybe I can do like this. Maybe I can just do like this. Red. And red is either color. Okay. Maybe this is the way to do this. Let's see if this works. They seem to have, maybe they have a palette defined or something with specific colors. And then one should use the definition when creating color 4D. Might as well do that, just so that I can redo the same command later and don't forget it next time. So as you can see, it's faster. Now it's running in parallel, so it can build multiple targets at the same time. Alright, and testing it out. Let's see. Okay, so it's still not working. That's very weird. That's very strange. Okay, I have no idea why I cannot make the cursor red. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Look at this. Set draw mode XOR. Haha. Right. Let's do it like this. Let's see. So, and let's always make this cursor red. So I'm going to draw this before the XOR operation is applied, so that I should get a red cursor, or a red circle around the cursor. Let's see how this works. Actually, I have another idea I want to try. By the way, did that give me an error? No? Shadowing declaration. Okay, right. not that one. I'm gonna try this. 1.5 f, and then convert this to infinity. Let's see. I want to make this circle a little bit bigger, just so that it's easier to see. Compiling. It goes a bit faster after the common library has been compiled, because it cannot get any of the threads unless the common library is ready. Okay. Haha. Okay. Whee! This was not intended. Why is this happening? Interesting. Yeah, because obviously if we draw as an XOR operation, then we get, let's make this any color. If we draw it as an XOR operation, when we redraw the same thing, then we kind of cancel out, I think, the what has been drawn before. But if I change the color, then anything that's of a different color that's not part of the XOR operation stays on this canvas, because we're drawing on the canvas after all, and we don't want to redraw the canvas every single time we draw the cursor. So I'm gonna just make I'm just gonna make the cursor the same color as I'm just gonna make the circle the same color as the lines, and leave it at that for now, because I can't be bothered to figure out how to make this of a different color. Although, let me think a bit. So the cursor, right, I'm just thinking if there's a way to make it red. Why does it end up being blue? I don't know. If anybody can point out how to make a red cursor, then feel free to do so. That'll be very helpful. Now that you know how to do this, you can experiment with this yourself and see what you can come up with. Okay, let's see. I'm going to push this code to GitHub as well. And it has also my changes to the implementation that I started of this side pane where I can enter the manufacturer number in the component library editor. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. This is good enough for now. Let's see. All right. See, why doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.